All right, people. I'm just going to dive right in. Let's see who's here. I saw someone just show up on the screen already. Yes, it is Mona. Hi, Mona. Thanks for hanging in. We're trying all these new experiments here with the way we do the channel because we have to figure out ways to keep it working in some very challenging conditions. So I had a lot of support and advice from some of the ladies on the channel to do it this way. So that's what we're doing. Greetings, Mona. Thank you so much for being here. Excuse me. It's probably very early in the morning for you. You're probably having your coffee and things like that. Thank you so much for hanging in. So this particular video, it's all about Aries. This is an Aries video. It's the Aries Astrodoodle for March 2019, okay? All right, so let's get on with the show. We're going to go over to the other stage now, so hang in, all right? Yes, here we go. Hold on. All right, here we are. Let's have a look. Cheers, welcome, greetings. Thank you, Mona, for hanging out. We'll get straight to the point here. Hold on. Oh, it's lunchtime for you. Wow. My gosh, my time zone estimates I'm still getting used to being over here in a very different time zone. Thank you, Mona. It really helps when you put your information in there. So to get to the basics, this is the Tarot Lumination Aries March 2019 Astrodoodle, okay? That's what we've got going on here. So this is what it looks like for Aries. As you know, if you've seen these videos before, it's the same information, but it looks different for each sign. This is what it looks like for Aries. This is what it looks like for Libra. So I'm hoping this extremely compact miniature lesson will give you an understanding. This is what it would look like for Cancer, and this is what it would look like for Capricorns. But for you, Aries, it's all about you right now. So this is it. Now, for all the Aries out there, March is kind of a hybrid month because you're coming through the Pisces season, which for all Aries is over here, okay? It's the 12th house. It's the house of self-undoing, the house of endings, the house of self-sabotage, the house of hidden enemies. It's the dumpster of the zodiac. It's also the house of divinity, heaven, universal love. It's the house of martyrdom, sacrificial energy, the house of devotion. It's the house of things like hospitals and hospitalization. It's like the house of, like, for example, let's just say you're a mother and you're born with a disabled child and you love the child anyway. It's that kind of love. It's the love of someone who cares deeply about another, even though the other party doesn't love or care themselves. So in some ways, it's a house of extreme vulnerability because there's no boundaries. There's no sense of limits or limitations. You just love. So anyone who has a very strong placement in the 12th house, it's love, okay? But it's also extremely fragile, and it's so easy to be a victim with that kind of thing. So for you, Aries, hold on. Well, let's get back into the drama in just a moment. I want to get back to the main dates, okay? Okay, so this is on all the other Astrodoodles, and it applies to you, Aries, just like it does to everyone else. So I'm going to go through the basics, okay? This is for March 2019. The sun is already in Pisces all the way up till March 20th. March 20th, the sun moves into Aries, okay? And that's for you. This is kind of like your birthday energy, okay? So like I was saying, it's kind of a strange month because it starts off with your natural 12th house energy, but then it moves into your first house energy, all about you. So it might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first and then more activated later. Next, we have the new moon in Pisces, March the 6th. Next, we have the full moon in Libra, with the Libra sun on the Libra moon under the Aries sun, and that's on March 20th at the 0 degree point, okay? It's at the same time, it's happening at the same time that the sun actually moves into Aries. So it's a very like vital, like sudden, sharp energy. Next, we have Mars in Taurus all month, okay? And that's important because it's very closely linked to Uranus in Taurus on March the 6th. Mars is going to be like busting open the doorways, busting open the gates for Uranus to move through and enter a whole new 7-year-long journey for you, Aries, in that part of your life. This is the most important part of the report as far as tarot illumination is concerned, okay? In the middle, we have Mercury retrograde, basically for the whole month. It's right in the middle, so a few days before and a few days after, you're still kind of in the retrograde energy. It's technically from the 6th to the 29th, but you're going to feel it all month. So Mercury in retrograde in Pisces, we'll come to that when we actually look at the chart. So I don't know if you can tell from this. I'll do it again slowly so it doesn't look so erratic. These are the key dates. And look here, March the 6th. I don't know if you noticed, but it's a very significant calendar moment for all of us. There's a lot of stuff happening in early March. Uranus into Taurus, Mercury retrograde, new moon in Pisces, all clustered on that date. So it's a very significant calendar moment. Let's get to your chart, okay, Aries? Here it is. This is what it looks like. This is as close as we can get it on the camera. So I'm going to hold it still in case you want to take like a screenshot or something. There you go. Clickety click. All right. Excuse me. So this is the Aries chart. I've put you on the horizon here. This is Aries, okay? This is the first house. So we're putting you in the first house, whether you're like a sun or a moon or a rising. This was the energy that we're talking about right here, right now. So it's a month of big shifts as changes as you move from the 12th house energy into the first house energy. The 12th house being the ending of the endings. Think of it as the end. Think of this as the very, very ending of a year-long journey starting this time last year to get to you this point where you're starting your birthday month, okay? At the very end of March when the sun moves into Aries. So let's go back to the beginning, okay? Early on, March the 6th, we have the Pisces new moon right over here, right in the middle of your 12th house. The 12th house, we talked about it a little bit earlier, the house of self-undoing, the house of suffering, the house of endings, the house of basically, it's all over, it's gone, it's finished, it's hospitalization, it's being locked up, it's the house of imprisonment, it's the house of self-imprisonment, okay? And again, we were talking about that earlier, about because there's almost like no sense of boundaries with the Neptune energy, with the 12th house energy, with the Pisces energy. It can be very nebulous, very, very hard, very, very hard to understand, very hard to put into language or words or three-dimensional understandings. But either way, you have new starts and new beginnings here. So if you might, like the way I feel it for you, Aries, is that early on in March, you might be feeling like hypersensitive, perhaps weak, fragile, weepy, crying, sentimental, confused, lost, like the sense of everything falling apart, dying, like everything is useless, everything is futile, everything is meaningless, like who am I, why am I here? It doesn't mean anything. It's the energy of basically collapsing, everything falling apart into nothingness, dissolving, as though your whole life is like a sand painting and just kind of goes like you were never here. So there's some tragedy involved with that, but also it's the new starts and new beginnings. So that kind of, let's say, unconscious, shadowy description of the 12th house energy that I just mentioned here is very often how people would feel that. It can feel very, very uncomfortable. It's like the energy of you don't know what to do with yourself. So all you can do is, even though you're like a powerful Aries, you're a human being just like the rest of us. And there are times where you need to disconnect, detach, just like trip out, zone out, take a nap, shut the door, rest, heal, incarcerate yourself, shutter yourself away from humanity, and just curl up in a ball and hibernate, die, heal, all those things that are typically very uncomfortable, especially for an Aries. Aries, you like to be out there living life, and then having to do something that is just the opposite. That's very, antithetical for you over here. But it happens anyway. It happens to all of us. And so this is your season. This is your time for this to happen. But don't worry, because March 20th, the sun moves into Aries. Like, thank God. And it's like a rebirth, okay? It's like the new moon. That's later on in another reading, but it's like a new start, a new beginning for you when the sun moves into Aries. Now, it happens to be that, technically speaking, there is a full moon at that time as well. Over here, March 20th, full moon in Libra. March 20th, sun enters Aries, and it's at the 0 degree point. Let me mark that here. 0 degree here. 0 degree here, okay? So it's very rambunctious, very unpredictable energy, and it does involve the energy of relationships. So when it comes towards the end of the month, my feeling it's going to be like a very mixed energy month, something perhaps very uncomfortable, sensitive, like feeling like highly vulnerable through most of the month. And then things kickstart and come alive again from the 20th onwards. But you're mostly going to feel that in the context of a relationship. Hey, I'm just looking at the screen, Mona. I'm not going to be talking about anything to do with Chiron and healing or the North Node in Cancer or anything like that. That's very complex. We don't have time or space or room for that here on these little mini Astrodoodles. We can do it in private, in person, if we have to. Anyway, back to the report here. So for you, Aries, it's actually a very significant month later in the month when the sun moves into Aries. That's like you coming back, rebirth, coming back to life as though it's your birthday. But it's a powerful birthday type energy. But when it actually kicks in and when it starts to happen, there's a lot that's going to happen regarding that sense of rebirth and renewal and new starts and new beginnings that will be reflected back to you in the context of relationship from a significant other. And that's just basically the mechanics of the astrology here for this month. Libra is your opposite sign. The moon will be in Libra in your 7th house of most significant relationship, okay? So by the end of the month, you might have this like revelation coming to you that you could only understand in the context of a relationship. You couldn't understand yourself without the relationship. It's like, try living your life without a mirror and then living your life with a mirror. It's a very different experience. In Aries, you like to live your life according to your own rules, your own rights about how you should live your life. And then when you have to see a reflection coming back to you from a significant other, where you see yourself as a significant other sees you, that can be a bit of a shock, because you might not see yourself the way another sees you, okay? And the other might not see you the way you see yourself. And in order to evolve and grow, you need to know that information. And that is the gift of this full moon here, okay? Around March 20th. It may be comfortable, it may be very uncomfortable, but either way, this is need to know information, okay, for all Aries. So you might really like it. You might think, wow, I'm actually doing pretty good. I am an amazing Aries after all. I wasn't sure at first because I had this really crappy, difficult part here, but thank you. I'm getting endorsement, validation that I'm actually on path. I am okay. I am me. However, every single part of you, Aries, that has not been healed, that has not been revealed for the healing, that still needs revealing for the healing, that will also be exposed here at the full moon. And that might not be so comfortable. But either way, you still need to know that. You need to have that information in order to be your most optimal self. So please see it as a gift. If you are extremely uncomfortable at this full moon, please see it as a gift. That is information. The discomfort is basically very unwelcome information that you need to know in order for you to be reborn and start again and do it properly. Think of the energy of a mirror. Okay, sometimes when you look in a mirror, you really don't like what you see. And you think, oh my God, how did I end up being this way? I need a complete makeover, a new start, a new beginning. Oh no. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, life, my physical body, me, the person in the mirror. Who is this person staring back at me? Who am I according to a significant other? Because they will have opinions, they will have feelings and reflections that are going to be very evident to you, and you need to know that stuff. Okay? Let's move on. I'm going to go to the big event, as far as I'm concerned. Uranus enters Taurus, okay? I keep messing this date here. Uranus enters Taurus. Excuse me, hold on. I'll set that over there. I just want to double, triple, quadruple check. Yeah, here it is. I wrote it wrong on there. Uranus enters Taurus on March the 6th. So look at this for you, Aries. Okay? I just noticed on the screen, hey, Patty Cakes. Thank you. Thank you, Patty Cakes. Hey, Patty Cakes, the Chiron thing, I would have to make a whole other video. You know, I can't really handle it here. This is just a little Astrodoodle. I'm just doing the basics like sun, moon, Uranus, the full moon, the new moon, that's about it. And the Mars stuff. That's all I'm doing here, really. I'm just capturing like basics. The Chiron stuff, the North Node stuff, it's too much for these little Astrodoodle videos. Anyway, let's get back to this. So for you, Aries, Uranus enters Taurus on March 6th. Mars is already in Taurus. It's in your second house. So what are we talking about here? Second house, money, value, values, self-worth, your own gifts, your own talents, your own resources, the stuff that you already own, whatever that might be. Like, are you a good bricklayer? Are you a really good cake maker? Are you really good at business administration? Are you well and properly compensated for your gifts and talents? What is it that you value? What are the things that you are deeply attracted to? It's ruled by Venus. It's the second house over here. So when Uranus enters Taurus over here, this looks like, to me, it looks like earthquakes, shakeups, radical, revolutionary shifts and changes in everything to do with your second house, okay? It's really getting shaken up, okay, over here. And this is the start of a 7-year journey, and Mars is busting open the doors for this to happen. So for you, Aries, like, look at it this way. What is it that you value? What are your true values? What is it that you really value about yourself? What is it that you value in life, in the world? Is it money, cars, sex, career, being famous, being stable, being and having a home or a family? What is it that you value? Okay? It's very, very important. And I think that there's a possibility here your whole value system is going to get really, really shaken up. Like if you had a set of values that's this, and this, it's all systematically going to get blown up. And a new set of values is going to appear. It's going to be this, and this, and this, and this, and this. For example, you might be obsessed with career or finances or astrology or tarot or mysticism or having a very, having cool vacations or having a cool career. And then systematically everything like gets blown up and you realize, wait a minute, there are other things that I value more. What are those other things that you might value more? Are you perhaps going to value, I don't know, things like friendship, kindness, commitment, patience, like weird things that you would never have considered as valuable. You know, most people think of things that are valuable as stuff like their jewelry, their house, their money, their job and stuff. And of course, that's all important. But there are other things that you can value that are much deeper and much more profound, but they lie hidden, okay? And the Uranus in Taurus energy is going to blast things open. It's kind of like, like when they do mining and they blast open things, like they take dynamite and they blast everything open so that they can get to the good stuff. And then they filter through all the crap to get to the good stuff. So this is what I'm talking about over here. Just continuous, unending, random moments of having your value system blasted open to see what is now redundant, obsolete, and then discovering a higher quality, a new set of values that you never had before. So it could be disturbing, it could be uncomfortable, it could be exciting, it could be very weird, it could be very disorienting. You could lose a lot of things, okay? But you could also gain a lot of things. But for that to happen, it might be quite uncomfortable. That's all I'm going to say. And so, again, with the energy of Uranus, please, what's that expression? Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Okay? When it comes to this part of your life. Radical shifts, unpredictable, but it's ultimately all for your good. The planets are always, always working for you. It's just a question of, can you handle it? Can you reinterpret? Can you reconfigure? Or are you going to let yourself be demolished? If you are rigidly stuck in a certain value system and you insist on holding that, it's going to get really uncomfortable. If you find a way to stay open and flexible and you allow your value and your values systems to be blown apart, and then you can be flexible and reintegrate, then that works, okay? Let's leave it at that. I don't want to scare people. There's so much more we could do here, but we've only got I'm just trying to get through the basics for everybody. I don't consider myself an expert at these things. I would love to work on the Chiron stuff and the North Node stuff. I'd love to have whole videos just about Uranus, but again, it's time and energy. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to go hang out with you in the chat room. There's just a couple people here. Thank you so much. I'm going to go to the other stage. Hold on. Cheers. Actually, let me top this up right now. Stay there. Don't go away. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Fermented grape juice. Okay, I just dribbled a big stain on the Aries Astrodoodle. You see this? This is what's called a beauty mark. This is a beauty mark. It adds character. Cheers, all you Aries people. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go hang out with you guys and we're going to play some music and do stuff, okay? Hey, hello. Hello, who's there? Let's have a look. Hey, Mona. Hey, Patty Cakes. Thanks for hanging in. So I hope that little video makes sense to some of you guys and you get some kind of use out of it. I'm basically, if you just think of this as just like a little weather report, this is Tarot Lumination offering personal opinions on what's happening up there in the planets and how that affects you. When I look at this information, I use what's called an astrological ephemeris. It's basically a massive pile of numbers and data and information, and it's a question of how do you interpret that information? It's the very same data. The data that we have on an astrological ephemeris is exactly the same data that they use in NASA for space travel, for getting understanding where all the planets are, doing what they're doing, so that when they send up a space probe, they can plan the journey just like watching the Weather Channel, so that they don't go too far over here or too far over here. They don't get stuck in the gravity field of Jupiter or Saturn or Mars or Uranus or whatever it is, or the asteroid belts, whatever they are, Chiron included, okay? So that's all we're trying to do here in a very tiny, tiny way, in a very kind of best efforts way, amateur way with Tarot Lumination. I'm just trying to give you the Tarot Lumination perspective, like a little miniature weather report, so that you guys can navigate your life for the next few weeks. That's really all we're doing here. It's a chance to be happy, because if you don't take account of these energies, then you're essentially operating on autopilot, like a victim. When you take account of these energies, then it's like you're taking responsibility for how your life works at the most deep and profound levels of the soul. Not everybody wants to do that. A lot of people are much more concerned about, their day job or their bank account or their credit card or their sex life or their vacations or their career, their fame, their glory, feeling really, really cool, exploitation, getting, having, doing, as opposed to just being, feeling. Okay, I'm trying to get my personal, like it's almost like a mission here, is to get you guys to feel it from here, and whatever is not right, focus on what that is and treat that as a gift so you can heal that. Okay? Okay, Mona, I'm just looking at your note here. Hold on, let me just check this, what it says here. It's a little bit confusing. Yes, it's very confusing. When I am a Taurus, Gemini rising, Sag moon, Aries, but I listen to it all anyway. Okay, Mona, you're just being you. You know, we can work on this another time, Mona, if we have to. Don't worry about it. You know, but we can do that another time. It gets really, it actually, Pam Bam. Is that you? Pam Bam, I just saw you on the screen. Greetings. Hey, it's really late. Pam Bam, it's really late, okay? Just saying, you know? It's really, really late. I'm doing these live streams for the Astrodoodles. Hey, Pam Bam. Hey, Pam Bam. Hey, Pam Pam. Terra Lumination went for... I only got back a couple of hours ago. We were way deep in the forest, way out in the Coromandel today. It was freaking incredible. And I posted a little tiny video about, we were like, we were way deep into the forests, and we found this crystal clear waterfall. Oh, you're actually out walking, looking at the moon. Oh, shit. Yeah, maybe we're going to do that. Maybe you've just inspired me. Thank you, Pam Bam. How about this, people? I'm going to wrap up this video now because we've basically done the report. I'm going to go check out the full moon because it's pretty much happening right now. The moon is cresting. It's coming up into its fullness. So let's go and do that, all right? Wow. Okay, I'm going to play a little Terra Lumination song. Stay there. Don't go away. Stay there. Okay, so just give me a few more minutes, and I am going to step out into the outdoors, and I'm going to see if I can capture a little video for the full moon tonight, and I'm going to load it straight onto the channel. Okay, so good night, everybody, and good morning, everybody, wherever you are. Basically, good night, good morning. This concludes the little video for the Leo March 2019 Astrodoodles, okay? So we're going to meet again soon, but for now, tonight, for the few of us who are here, blessings, blessings, blessings. Love you all. Thank you so much. If you are not a member, please become a member. If you need anything else, check out the links below. You know what to do. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to play any music. I'm going to just stop the show now. Now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.